Welcome back to Vanillaville, episode 5. I was technically going to go ahead and let this run for a little on the city tour, but apparently the ore extraction leveled up to level 3 during it, so I figured I'll just jump in and get started. Goals for this session, one of them's already been achieved by accident. That's upgrading the Empire ore extraction site. I want to work on Empire Hills some more. Don't really have a residential demand, so probably not going to work on that just yet. We do want to get more population, so we can try and we're going to level up this year on the state college, so we'll put in some work on that as well. So lots to do. We'll be bouncing back and forth in a couple spots. Once we do hit our 36,000 population, go ahead and buy this square. We can't get our rail in yet, but we're getting close to getting our rail in, which will be nice. I really am considering hopping in the 81 tiles mod, unlocking the whole map, so that way we can kind of play with that and experiment with that, but that's a conversation for another day. So we'll let this run for another minute or two and then hop right into it. Alright, so this is level 3. Let's go and take a look at this. I might be back and forth a little bit more than normal on these streams. Busy day off camera, but wanted to do this. It's been about a week. Just haven't had the time. So, take a look. We hit level 3. I could have looked at what we got while that was up, but I didn't because I'm dumb. I think the big one is the rotary kiln plant. I believe we got another mining operation as well. Offshore mining, medium ore mine, underground ore mine. We've already got the underground, it's built here. We can probably put a couple medium ones in, maybe up here. But right now, we have plenty of ore, so that's not really the issue. But we do need to obviously grow this to get to leveling up. We still need plenty more employees, so let's take a look at the rotary kiln. Let me put 1 or 2 of those down. Fits nicely right there, actually. Allows for 65 workers. Go ahead and keep our block size the same. And there's still some worker capacity, and there's our level up at the university, so we'll go take a look at that here in a minute as well. We've unlocked the auditorium, bookstore, and laboratories. I believe it leveled up. Yes, we're acclaimed now. So we got a little bit more work to do. Just trying to see what we have for capacity of workers here. The answer is not much. Most of these are pretty full, so we might need 1 more kiln plant down to hit this, or 2 more to hit that. So we'll put 2 down. It never hurts to make more things to sell. Again, we'll keep the block length. Being a little buggy, that's okay. The other thing we haven't put over here just yet is the unique factory for this area, which is an industrial steel plant. Let's take a look at our This is all still pretty flat, so we can probably sneak that in right there, and actually it fits that block size pretty well. I don't want to build it off the mining though. So let's just extend that out. Put that there. Need another warehouse. And this one will be for unique factory products again. Pipes, just to say it's done. And while we're over here and thinking about it, detail a little bit. Detail a little bit. I need to also work on speaking up, I think. Even though I've turned the volume of this game down, I still think it's kind of loud comparatively to me. Alright, so we've got that going. We'll let it run for a few minutes, see where it comes in for the employers. Alright. We're still about 100 workers short, but this will take some time to fill in. We do have an industrial demand, so I'm sure it will. We'll go ahead and just let that run. We're still waiting on residential to come in. We did see that this leveled up, so let's come over here and take a look at this. We're in kind of a unique situation with the campus at this point and our terrain. So we got a couple more places to put down. The campus technically comes all the way over into here, so we do have this land to play with. And it may be worthwhile to do, but this is our stadium district, so maybe it wouldn't make sense to do. So let's look at what we have. I've already forgotten what we unlocked, even though I said what we unlocked. The bookstore, that's one. Can't fit it there. I hate this view. We can fit it there. I don't know how great it looks. We can also fit it off this road, which I think looks a little bit more natural. And doesn't impact the landscape too much. We're also going to want to remember we have one more actual school to put down in here too. So we'll have to make sure that we remember that. I'm sure that we can probably flatten some land and then do some landscaping afterward. So that's one of our new buildings down. None there. Was it the laboratories? I think it was the laboratories. And if you're ever curious, you can always click here, click academic year, reports, and go back. Auditorium, laboratories, bookstore. So we need the auditorium and laboratories. So here's the laboratories. Again, not going to fit there or there. Not going to fit there. Plus, we don't really want to build it off this because then no fire service can technically get to it. This one can also fit here. But I'm thinking we create another connection. Bring that straight over. And we'll want to make this tree lined all the way out. Sorry, I didn't mean to say zoomed in on that and not do anything. Let me take a look here. We wanted to put the laboratory. Need to extend our university out a bit. I'll have to do some landscaping to make this look pretty, but that'll work for now. And then we'll just have to actually move it over a little bit so we have a little bit more room to work, I think, on landscaping that side there. We're also going to need to get power up here, but we can probably do that by... I don't want to have to run power to it. I think that would be kind of silly to just run power up there. So maybe we can create one more connection. Maybe we can't. Because of that building. We can't do it there, at least. And I don't want to do that anyway, so I... continue our... Trade school? Trade school. Continue this path up. Turn everything off just to get that connect. So, you know, the problem I have is I don't know if this will play nicely now. We'll get power to that in a minute. I want to make sure that this doesn't look absolutely terrible. It's going to look terrible the way I'm doing this. So we're going to go ahead and get this gone. I'm just going to do that to make it look a little bit better. Where is our power? We don't have anything anywhere near this. So we're going to need to do something about that. I think for now the easiest way is probably just to do that, but we don't really need to. Do we have any... Where is it? Under here? Under here. So I'll do this and pretend the power transformer or something. That should... Oh, it doesn't. I didn't put it far enough up. So let's move it up a little bit. There we go. Just right off the road. Pretend it's something for maintenance. Suspend your disbelief. Even more trees. There we go. One more building to place. Honestly, if we want more connectivity, maybe through here would be a good idea. So, and then we can place our auditorium if I can click on the correct tab. Auditorium might actually not look terrible over here. Let's just do that. That looks fine there. We'll get back to fully detailing the college at a later date. I kind of want to get everything down, see how it looks, all that good stuff. So we may not actually need this connection right now after all, so we'll just go ahead and get rid of it. What are we needing? We're going to need 400 more points of attractiveness, which once we hit 36,000 population here, hopefully soon, 300 more people, we can look at that a little bit more seriously. Right now, we've got a pretty decent chance of getting an academic work. I'm going to turn that down a little bit so we don't waste too much money on it. And give a grant. Alright, so this is operating. Let's take a look and make sure that we're caught up on everything. We've got 92% traffic flow, garbage processing is fine, healthcare is fine. That's not fire. This is fire. Fire is high risk, but I think that's because I don't have any fire towers up and there's a bunch of flammable trees. But that's fine, as long as we have good coverage, except for over here, which we're still working on, and up here. And I think it would probably make some sense to get fire coverage up here. It's an industrial zone. You probably don't want to risk it not having fire, and that can also service right here. Police coverage, sort of the same deal. We'll put it up here with the fire as a patrol here, and maybe to assist other officers who need help over here if something happens. I never upgraded these trees, it looks like. And this is all technically was planned to be part of the college campus, so they're going to landscape it and whatnot as if it was, even though they didn't need all the land and a chunk of it went back to the city. Alright, so still really don't have much of a demand for residential, but I don't really think that matters for what I want to do. Actually, you know what? I think it does matter for what I want to do, so we'll leave that alone for now. Let's take a look at the industry area. Still short on employees, so we might actually need to get some mining operations put in, even though these are doing okay. You see this one's dropped quite a bit, so let's work on that. Let's do that instead. I don't want to do what I did last time and create a platform to build these on. Don't want to destroy that, so we'll do this. Have its own little leg kick out there. And then we can't really, there's not a lot of ore there, so we won't put it there. We'll put this one here. And then I think, honestly, it would be best to kind of put it back here. So we actually might see if we can... I'm just going to delete this for now. I'm going to call him Mulligan because I want to do something. Actually, pull that out like it was. Probably didn't need to do it the way I did it, but I did it. Like that, so... I want to get back here. So let's try this again. This might work. Let's try this. I think I'm trying to overcomplicate things. That'll work. And hopefully we can We can sneak one in there, and we can sneak one in there. Probably technically put one here. It might not be as effective as the other two, but I think it is aesthetically correct. And there's our 36,000. So the first thing I'm going to do is mourn my impatience, because we could have done this a little bit differently, but then we're going to buy that up there. Move this over ever so slightly, so I have more room to landscape. And we're going to do that. I already had plenty of room to landscape, apparently, if I'm starting out with these little ones. Let me see. Let me put some more rocks down. Use all of the rocks we have available to us. To duplicate some of them anyway, just because these mines take up a very large chunk of space. Oops. Cool thing about the rocks, though, is because you can layer them, kind of like I'm doing here, you can make some pretty neat formations out of what are pretty otherwise limited, in the big scheme of things, because there are a lot of different rocks, but otherwise limited options and assets. the base game and its expansions have plenty of tools to have plenty of fun with. So even if you're on console, you don't really need to. You don't need to miss out on anything. Actually, mostly prefer vanilla builds because I'm too stupid to get mods working correctly. But that's neither here nor there. I think the only mods that I really enjoy playing with are Traffic Manager mod, Intersection Marking Tool, because I'm a nerd and like to make my intersections look pretty, and some of the other road designs. But assets and whatnot, I can't seem to get to cooperate with me. There are some pretty ones out there that I use, but overall, I kind of try to stick with the basics. See if I can get, now that we have this laid out, I think maybe we can get some more rocks down to try and cover up this weird ridge that's forming because of where the road is. We can also finish putting them up here, which for some reason we did not finish off last time. There. Cool. Alright. Let's take a look at the industry area. Almost to the jobs we need. These are not quite full yet. Let's see what we have for storage. Still the same things. Can't fit anything there. I think having additional storage might be a good idea. Put it down here and kind of keep the same pattern going that we've had going. And we'll give more than one entrance into this place now. Do we want to make this connection? I don't think so. I don't think it's necessary. I can also finish landscaping on this side now. Let's do that real quick before I forget about it, and then we'll move on to the nature reserve we started last time. We still really don't have a residential demand. Alright, so we've got our residents moving in over here. That we can finish putting in our landscaping back here now that I'm thinking about it. Again, I want to try and stay somewhat consistent as I put down the wrong trees. Just slightly random pattern, so it doesn't look quite so uniform. Alright, so this, I believe, is going to be turned into a touristy spot. The problem that we're going to have with that is trying to find a spot. Do we want to pull in... I don't think we do. I was thinking about pulling in the subway here, directly at what we're going to do, but I don't think so. In a test build, I was going to put residential over here too, and I don't think I like how that turned out. Excuse me. So I think instead what we're going to do is turn all of this kind of into our nature reserve. So we're not going to touch this. I think we are going to get rid of all the vanilla landscaping just because I like the new trees from the content creator pack. So this is the exciting content that everyone comes to watch for. And in fact, I might just get back to that at a different time. Let's go ahead and paint our park area, which I think is going to take up a big, sprawling section. And then the question is, where do we want to put our entrance? I think it makes some sense. This one. I think it makes some sense to kind of put it down here. Put a nice big one that has parking. We just want to make sure we put it on a flat area like that. Look how it was kind of overlapping that road, so we're just going to do that. Run temporary power. So we've got a bajillion power connections right now, which look terrible. They look terrible. Let's get some pathways down. Just kind of climb the hill, as it were. And come back down. Get back over by the water to follow it. Just put in a bridge and make sure it's nice and level, and it is. That's what I was hoping for. This section's a little more straight than I'd like. Now, obviously, we can expand this, but I think this is fine for now. So we'll turn this back on to let it run. Okay, so what we need for this, same stuff we always need, is entertainment. But this one apparently already has plenty of entertainment. So don't worry about that. We'll just let this level itself up. For now, let's go ahead, choose the correct tool for the job, and we'll get our fencing done. Putting the fencing down, we'll extend that out if we need to, but that way it's fenced off. Alrighty, so this is just going to take some time to run because there's not a lot of people that are going to be coming out here right now. So I think at this point, a lot of this just needs to develop. We're going to be moving to level 4 over here fairly soon. 9 more employees, but we have some space open. So I think we leave this be. We leave this be because we need people over here to level it. We're going to empty this graveyard so we can continue to use it. Cemetery, excuse me. This needs to continue to run. But there is one more thing that we can build over here that I forgot. And that is football stadium. Just pop this down. Actually run this across, make sure we're... That doesn't look good at all, does it? I'm big on getting my things centered in blocks because it makes me happy. There it is. So, these folks, it's going to be a little loud for them. Same here. It's fine. They'll survive. So now let's take a look at our attractiveness here. Still 300 short. It's a pretty big deal. We're running pretty good profit, so we can do something here. I mean, turn this on, which increases attractiveness by 20,000. We're going to lose $18,000 of tuition expenses, which essentially means that our expenses are going to go up that much. But we'll still be making, what, $20,000 a week, and we have $6 million in the bank. So if we want to grow this college, I think that's probably the way to go, rather than overbuilding it for the sake of overbuilding it. We can also try on sponsorship deals and get some money from that. So, changes the billboards in here, or on here I should say, but it reduces the cost of running the sports, which is good. Come back out here. Let's take a look at this. What are we going to do here? We're going to get back down here. We're going to get a little bit back to our block pattern that we have abandoned. And it's not going to look pretty at first. Although I am wondering why it's quite so ugly there, but I don't like that. That's a little too close to the... I also don't really like that. Also, I really don't like how this road operates at all, if I'm truthful. So we're just gonna redesign it to hopefully get our zoning to look nice and pretty. Except for here. Why is it doing that? All the rest of them cooperated, except for this one. 12, 15, 12. Fixed it. Okay. And then this one's ever so slightly off, as you can see. We want it to line up with this, though. So I think what we do is we try not do that. Try to click the correct buttons and then just link it up like that. So then we need to do the same over here. Like that. Perfect. Oops, I paused it.
Like I paid him directly for the repair. What happened is that I would pay him everything less than $500, and then when you pick up a vehicle, you just pay that $500. You're totally fine on that. Yeah, you would just pay him directly for it. But yeah, I could pay him that whatever stuff on it. Well,
Let's extend this out a little bit. I don't want to do any... This isn't going to be like a giant urban area or anything like that, but I think it would make sense for this to be its own little area. An area that has plenty of appeal to businesses to be here because of this main roadway and the highway down here. There's a reason to be here because the business across the street or the industry across the street is going to need workers. Plenty of reasons. We can have this have its own 2 entrances into the main, and we can keep a little bit of the irregular grid going. So now we've got the unique zoning opportunities up here, where you can kind of have the bigger plot sizes. This is going to be more traditional. I don't really want to call it urban, because I don't plan on making it big and urban, but
Yeah, I'll ping him directly. I need to get his zone.
we'll come down here and start down here. And then fill that in up there a little bit later. Starting out here with the water pipes so we can get those nice angles. And see, now I've screwed up the water pipes. Be a little bit off, but we can get most into the road. I didn't used to care. And then I started watching City Planner plays, and I can no longer just put my pipes down willy-nilly. It upsets me. So, you know, I blame the years of therapy I'm going to need to get over that on him. And there we go, level 4 with our mining operation. We'll go take a look at that here in a minute. We need to get city services over here. We don't have any fire or police. I think in this area, it's not as urbanized as over there. But I think because of this industry here, I think that the additional coverage of the large police station and fire station would be desired. So we'll put these near the main road, not on it, but near it. I don't know that an actual hospital is needed, but I haven't used the general hospital yet, and I kind of want to. We're still not at 1800, but we can fix that. Let's go ahead and put this here. I don't think that screws up the landscaping, and no it doesn't because I already had this selected. I think we'll want, essentially we'll want all the city services over here. And we can make this a slightly nicer spot too by including some other services that the other parts of the city don't have, like a pool. I'm trying to think where I want to put these. Aha, my zoning is screwed up on this and I didn't catch it. Oh, it's screwed up there too. Oh well. I think we'll treat this as our main strip through the town, but not before we put paths down. That's what I'm still working on. I wanted to bring it here. We don't have any other elder care or anything in the city either, so I'd like to do that. This will fit nicely right there, so we're going to put it right there. Same thing with child care across the street. And then, like I was starting to say, we can probably put a couple of other nice uses in here that other parts of the city don't have, like this yoga garden. I think a sauna would be nice. sports hall and gymnasium. And maybe a community pool. This will all obviously need electricity. And we can bring that over now. Now we got electricity here, electricity there. I think we have all of our services except for like schools and stuff. Let's take a look at that. We could definitely use some schools in the area. An elementary school here. How about high school? Yup. Do we really have room for a big high school? Not quite. We're not there. We could put the big high school off the main road. Or off this road up here. Not the side though. I don't know if I want to do the big high school. So I think we'll just put the regular high school across from the elementary school. Put some parks down in here. Tennis and basketball. We got a dog park in the area, but we don't have one down here yet, so put that over there. And let's create some more connectivity through here, because we're going to still want to zone down here. And I think the unique lots will be limited to these 3 tiers. I think this will just be kind of regular stuff, so to speak. And you see here, we're now losing money, partially because we have all of that money into going into universal education. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. I think I'm just going to use regular paths down here rather than self-leveling. Guidelines off. We're not going to be able to make that connection because it went too far out. So we'll do this. Pull this across. Pull that down. Now I'd like to keep these right down the middle to get maximum zoning. I think I've said that a few times before. Sometimes it can be tough when you're putting paths down in other spots that you to grab the road guidelines. Luckily, having good luck with it today. I don't know if I want. I'm not going to put a path there. I might put a little one here, but I want to keep that density there. So let's look up here now. We'll just kind of keep doing the same thing. I think you need a path here. And there is one thing I need to remember before I actually start zoning all this in, though. This is kind of a unique section. And still need to put some of the roadway, or not roadway, pathway network down. I think over here, we're just gonna not worry so much about going right down the middle, just because it's kind of an odd block length, size, style, whatever you want to call it anyway. Okay. Alright. So we've got this basic setup. Popular through streets already. We'll have to keep an eye on that, because we don't want it to be prioritized too much. What do we need? We need some... Wait, I said I wasn't going to forget it, and I almost forgot it. We want to make sure that we have a fast way over here, so that way people can get to the park. How do we want to do this? Can we put it at an angle here? We can. So let's go ahead and put it like that. Straight out for a minute. Bring it all the way up like that. And then what we'll do, I think this only has one stop, so we'll go ahead, bring this stop all the way down here, and then add 2 more stops in. Like that. So. So we'll let that go, see how that does. We are finally getting a demand for residential and some commercial. So let's get our main strip here zoned up. Okay, it has some unique storefronts here. Some of them may be technically on the incorrect road, but you know what, that's fine. Do that across, that one's not gonna happen though. That's zoned in. And then we can do some offices. I think our offices are going to be in the oddly shaped area. Like in here. I think that would make more sense than taking up nice lots. We don't need these over here yet though. I'm gonna leave them there. I do want to make sure that we have a high-rise van. I don't want any super high towers over here. We can do some residential. I think it would make some sense to have a little bit of density down here. Question is, where do we want it? I would say probably around the major quote-unquote attractions. So let's go ahead and do that. And then I think we can get away with the rest being low density. Let that fill in. I think once this is filled in down here, then we'll come up here and get back to making that unique. I believe we hit level 4 over here, and I, of course, didn't actually look at what we got. was trying to remember how to open up the level up thing, and I couldn't figure it out. Storage, I think we have our two. We have our barracks and industrial maintenance building. We should probably get these down. I think that fits fine right there. Then we can do a couple barracks right there together. And this is all connected up, so we can actually get rid of this portion of the connection, which is pretty neat. Still working on getting all of this to jump together. We're also getting to a point where we might want to start thinking about additional electricity and water needs. But for now, leave it alone because it's fine. Let's come back over here. I'm no longer distracted by that. We got the fiberglass plant, which is new. Takes up a decent bit of space. Actually fits nicely right there. Cause a little bit of a landscape issue, but I think because it just fits so nicely. No, I'm not going to do that because it fits just as nicely over here with the rest of the road network where it's flat. I'm going to do it that way. Or at least flat-ish. So that's what, 210? So we'll come out 420. This should... Except it won't because I didn't have road length on. If I'm not completely stupid, this should allow us to do this. Perfect. These storages are mostly full, so that means that we can put more storage down. Think of a spot where these will fit and kind of look. They're the same size as the medium warehouses, so no, I don't want to do that there though. I think we just do what we've been doing and leave some space for landscaping. We'll detail this later. I think, did we get more mining? We did. We got the large underground ore mine, which means we can put it up here or over here where we have plenty more ore if necessary. But I think right now we're producing enough to not have to worry about it. These are pulling up 10,000 units. These are pulling up 6,000. And those are pulling up 8,000. So I think that's all perfectly fine for right now. So I think we'll check back in because we need 96 more workers. And we might get it from those two alone or close to it. So we'll leave it be for now. Let me see if we have any other unique buildings we can put down. Wood and plastic, nope. Farming glass to make luxury goods. So yes, we can make a lemonade factory. The question becomes, do we want to kind of turn this section into a little unique factory section? Or do we want to find a better spot for it? I really think this is probably the best area unless we want to come over here, which is where I think we want to put our airport later. Which honestly begs the question of which way we want to go with our next tile. Or if I just want to cave and finally go ahead and buy, or not buy, turn on 81 tiles and just unlock everything so I don't have to keep going. I wonder which way I want to go. I think I might honestly do that because I'd like a little bit more freedom to expand the city and not feel quite so constricted. There's something nice about building within the 9 tiles, but I've gotten used to not doing that. And I want to continue being used to not doing that. If we set up a good enough highway network, which right now we don't really have because we don't own over here, we could easily set up a factory section over here, which I think would actually be nice. Because you can run trains down in here. It'd be right at the airport for imports and exports when we get to that point. I think, let's hold off. I'm going to give that a little bit more thought. Is there much else we can do over here right now? Not really. Campus attractiveness is up. Academic works are being worked on. Give them another. We need students. For students, I think we need population. And more capacity, apparently. Let's see about putting another dorm in, maybe. Let's fit here. So close. Nope. We'll fit up here, though. Seems like a silly place to put it. Any dorms over by the cafeteria? That make more sense? I think so. I'd like to put it on an actual road, though. Which I can do if I increase the connections like I was going to do earlier today. Earlier this session. For now, and then I'm gonna have to fix that because I didn't see it was going to break it until after I had clicked. Sad face. I just want this to look a little bit nicer with this dorm. We'll see if the extra capacity helps that at all. This is still filling in pretty nicely over here, actually. That's good to see. Let's take a look at our public transport. I haven't checked on that in a while. And we've grown a little bit. So this is still 426 passengers a week. 70 waiting here. Picked them all up. Cool. Still fine. Metro's getting 1,500 per week, which is fantastic. Still fine. And still fine. Our buses potentially a little short. Just gonna let this run at high speed for a minute. No, there's no way that's gonna fill. Ooh, where does this stop? Oh, I'm at this stop. Stops at the subway. Hey, I'm gonna increase this by one bus, 2 buses apparently, and we'll see. Make sure. I don't think it's really overloading too bad, but it might be now because people are going over to the other place. We'll watch that for a minute. This one is fine. This one, oh, wrong window. This one, fine. Absolutely fine. Yeah, I think really we've only got one busy one. These are just kind of like local circulating routes to get people moving toward the bigger routes. So I don't think we need to worry about those. That one bus route, though, in here, where was it? In here somewhere? It was this one, I think. We want to keep an eye on. Look at all those people. Honestly impressive how many people want this. I think that'll be okay, so we'll leave it alone. I do think maybe... I don't know how important a bus route is over here either. Well, you know what? Let's put one in. I'm in the wrong tab to do this, so let's come in here. Come across. Now the question becomes, are they really going to want them up in those suburbs? And I think the answer is no. So I think just a short little loop like this. And I think we'll just leave it to one loop over here. Probably the Empire line. Whoops, and I need to save the damn thing. Take a look at this too. Are we still good here? We really are. Why are there no visitors? That's interesting. Very interesting. No visitors before, not a big deal, because we were still building here. No visitors now, big deal, because it should be working. Turn that into our main park, see what happens. Oh, we had a fire. Oh, this fire's still going. I am extremely curious why this isn't working. I wonder if a save and reload will work, but that would take me a few minutes, so I don't really want to do that. Very interesting that this isn't working at all. I think here's what we're going to do. We're going to delete this completely. And we're going to rebuild it completely. Not the whole park, obviously. Or maybe not, obviously. Put this, I liked it right across. So we're going to try and put it there again. And apparently destroy everything we did with our pathways. That's okay. on. It's because there's no actual entertainment in it, even though it says there's some. So let's put some down. Let's see what happens. Make a little campsite over here. Couple fires down for people to enjoy. Finally, that must have been what it was. I didn't have any actual entertainment in there, so it was bugging out. Okay, good to know. We've learned something. This is actually coming really nicely over here. We still have a slight demand for residential, as you see. These are ugly as sin. So we're going to go ahead and just D-zone all this. Take a look at this. We still have some small demand, so I think we'll work on the next tier of the suburbs up here in just a minute, and then lots of deleting of trees. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing that we did last time with this. The forestry fence works nicely. I don't think we need necessarily any other guidelines on. And we just try not to screw up these yards that they are probably paying good money for. Try and keep the plots nice and big. I think it makes some sense to still have that fenced off, not having direct access to the playground. Do what we did before. Get rid of this landscaping, especially the stuff on the cliff. They're going to get nicer landscaping. And we go ahead and zone. Let me see. What did I do up here? Scrub brush or tall grass and this. So I guess we can start with this. Which one works better? Okay. Just try to make it a little bit green. Turn this off. Try to make it look a little bit green. still not quite jumping the way I want it to. I'd like to get the power here to go away so we can just get it to jump. Right now, I don't have that figured out, so we'll come back to that idea. This looks okay. This is going to have to be covered up too. I think putting a little scrub brush down behind this actually might not look bad, or grass, I should say. I kind of like how it looks, and I think it makes some sense that maybe this isn't as well taken care of back here. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. In my world, it's not. The folks in this area really don't like weed whacking, or weed trimming, or whatever you call it in your local dialect. Except for where they really have to make it look pretty. Bringing the trees down in a slightly different order over here, since we're not necessarily having to block the road as we did last time. I don't think people are going to be as offended seeing a small local road back there as they would be the main road that the other folks are seeing. Yep, that's working correctly now. Okay, cool. So this will be leveled up soon. We don't have a super high demand for much right now. This is just waiting on stuff there. The university is just waiting on students, and it is going down still. That is frustrating. But I don't know that there's too much that we can really do about it. Let's turn a couple of those on and see what happens. Because we have plenty in the city who are eligible. So why aren't they going? That's a good question. I wanted to put a library in here and didn't. A library is better than 2 movie theaters. We're just going to go ahead and call a mulligan. Still saying they want some industrial, or not industrial, but jobs, so we'll finish filling in our offices. I actually really like how this area is coming along. I think it's coming along pretty nicely. I think we've achieved a lot of what we set out to do, not that I'm ending this just yet. But I don't want to start any other big projects right now. I think next step will probably be... Well, now we're renowned instead of acclaimed because we lost too many students. It happens sometimes. We'll continue to work on that. I think working on getting the oil industry up and going will be good, and then we'll have all 4 major industries that'll all be in one area. Not that we can't set up additional industries in other areas if we turn on the A1 tiles, and even saying that, might just do that next time, and maybe start developing out in these areas, get the airport going, those types of things. Or maybe we'll just keep all the businesses in here and then do a giant special factory build over here. I'll give that some thought. I'll run some tests. I'll play the game and see how it goes. For right now, though, let's get this connection as well. And make sure it doesn't look absolutely terrible coming up and over that hill. Doesn't, let's leave it. Yeah, that looks just fine. The only way it's going to be a little weird is, but if we come out far enough out here, we can justify flattening out the land. Let's finish parceling up this terrace. That's what I should have done.
So work. Here's the state so.
I picked the incorrect one. Is it this one? No. This one? Yes. Sort of. It's close enough for me to count it. It's not, though. That's a different color. Interesting. Am I losing my mind? I was not losing my mind, okay. turned the music volume in this game down and all the other sound effects down to like 10-15%, and I think they're still overpowering me when I talk, and I don't know why that's happening. So I will continue to work on that, continue to try and tune that, because I don't want the sound to not exist. Since I don't currently have a library of songs that I can play and listen to that aren't licensed or that are free use. One of the various things that I probably need to research and look into. I think that looks pretty nice. We had their other houses come in over here, so let's detail these up. I think these houses are kind of nice. Not much for side-to-side yard, out on the front here at least, but we had a pretty decent backyard with some lovely landscaping. If I do say so myself, whoever decided how the landscaping should go in is doing a pretty good job. We're actually going to hold off on that like I have previously, because I don't want to start to build tree or put in trees and then have it not really fit correctly. So I think we come over here now too, and I think this space here shouldn't be left empty. I don't think that looks nearly as nice as I was hoping it would, so let's go ahead and just put a pretty pink tree. Really want maybe a small rock formation. Look, it's a rock. Just something to make it look different, I guess. Starting to get a little bit of a residential demand again, but nothing too significant. That needs to have a stop sign. That needs to have a stop sign. Glad to see this is being used. I do want to check something though. I don't want too many This is kind of what I was concerned about, is all of the industrial traffic that's coming. Now, we have plenty of industrial traffic coming from here too, coming from this highway. I think eventually what we need to do is give them kind of a bypass from here to hook up down here too, so you'll have a highway loop that goes around. But I don't know if that would be faster than what they're doing now, which is going through the center of the city. Now, don't think it's impacting traffic too badly. No, traffic looks fine. Let's see what our traffic is actually at. 89%. Little busy there. Little busy there. Little busy there. There, surprisingly. And here. But we kind of always knew that was going to be busy. And it's backed up here. And this might be people moving in, but there's not much that I can really do about it until I own that square. And then we can do some lane mathematics and try and figure it out. Just gonna watch this for a few minutes and see if it sorts itself out. I think this is where our traffic is tanking. And things like this is why I do like to use TMP, the traffic manager mod, because you can kind of set this up really nicely and do lane mathematics if I owned it. Put these into 2 lanes. Tell folks, like all the way back here, they can't start switching lanes. So the only people getting off here are the people that want to get off here. And you won't have these random people who are continuing through. So that mod is very, very helpful. You can also do things like if you have a really busy intersection or series of intersections in a row, you can set time traffic lights, which is fantastic. You can set up roundabout rules, also fantastic. So if you like these roundabouts here, I mean, this is working as intended, but you can actually have a specific rule for the roundabouts to make it work very nicely. There's some other mods too that would make the traffic work a little bit better in cities, specifically as it relates to cargo and that kind of thing. But that's not what this build is. I'm still debating what map I want to do a... Oh, cool. Level 2 park at our nature preserve. I'm still debating what map I want to play a modded build on. I think I have it figured out. I think I know what I want to do. But mods and I don't get along, so I'm still trying to figure that out. So let's go ahead and mess around with this a little bit more. I think what we'll do, first off, I think getting a couple of observation decks overlooking this is probably the way to go. And then let me see. Can I fit a campsite in here? Sort of. This is a funny little section. That give us a little bit more room, and now we can fit a campsite in there. Can we fit 2? We can. I think it makes sense to have a couple campsites. I think this is a nice little lookout. This is its own little personal campsite, so it's got its own lookout. If we got this jumping yet, we've got it jumping to there. That's the good news. Not quite to here. That's the bad news. Obviously, we don't need power to these, but we do need power to that pump, and I would love to do that and not have it have those power lines. So let me see what I can do. See if a tent, random nice little tent, will do it. It will, but not quite. Put another one down. I think one more. Kind of have it be a weird little section of campsite. And now we're connected. Now we can delete this. Still can't delete this line in, but what I might actually do, aside from filling the rest of my offices in here, so we don't need those power lines, I think running the power line along the main road probably makes more sense than what we're currently doing. Let's do that. We'll run it on the side of the business. Destroy that because apparently that was bugged out. Now we're connected again. Ooh, we are still not connected through here though. Okay, well let's rectify that. Put a plaza down. We don't have any plazas. Put 2 plazas down. We'll put 2 of the same plaza down so we can mirror it. Cool. So now we have power jumping to everything over here. Exactly what we want. We're still producing enough power, but availability is getting close. Same thing with water. Trash is a consideration that I did not take in over here. It says that we have plenty, but you see how all of our garbage collection is over there? I don't think that's particularly safe for garbage networks. Let's go ahead and put down a waste processing facility. We could technically put it right in the middle of town, but that will eat up our good land because I didn't plan ahead. But let's instead put it in our mining operation. This is what we've done so far on the city itself. This is our original start of the city. This was, I think, our first expansion. Then we got our farm going, came over here for the public works campus, which is not going to be big enough for what we need to do anymore once we need more power. Well, that's not entirely true. It does look like we can get a solar tower down. Or a solar plant. We can get a couple of these in. Which they don't produce. They produce variable water. Or not water, excuse me. I was looking at my water pumps. They produce variable power, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So I think we might do that for our next power. In fact, you know what? Let's just... they fit there. We're going to need it. Let's just go ahead and future-proof, because I will forget in the middle of the next stream if I don't do it now. We'll put 2 solar plants down. We'll let that update. And now we are vastly overproducing, which is fine. I don't like writing that line of do we have enough or not. I'd prefer to just have it set for a while. Do the same thing with water. Just put down another water pump. So, well, I have to connect it to see how we're doing. Let's do that. Put down 2 water pumps. We'll just get ahead of the issue. Then we'll have to do the same thing with water treatment, which we'll go do here in a minute. We can't fit any more in our public works campus. We're completely out of space. Which is fine, because we still have this up here, which is not zoned. No, I didn't zone this. We'll name this Public Work Campus number 2, essentially. Oh my gosh, can't type. There. Plenty of spare water and all that stuff. I don't believe that pollution impacts your water tanks, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Now, we have all of them unlocked. Technically, we could do this eco water treatment plant over by our current water pumps and we'd be fine. I don't like doing that though. We can, of course, do lower pollution options now, which would be the eco advanced, and they still produce pollution, but not nearly as badly as these. And I think shifting away from pollution, even though this is still a pretty highly polluted area, is probably the way to go. Put 2 down to start. That's almost a perfect fit. Let me see if I can do this, actually. I love me some perfect fits. Even if it creates terrible, terrible situations like that. But it won't, because I can go one more in, so it'll only create a mostly terrible situation instead of a completely terrible situation. Just because the game does not like short intersections like that because of the way that the nodes work. There. Hook these in. And now, what we have is a template to make that work on this side. And have us some... what's the word I want here? Continuity? Not continuity. Drawing a blank. Drawing a complete symmetry. Symmetry. Putting that English degree to good use. So now we are way overdoing our water treatment, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It means we can discontinue some of those old ones over in the other area, which we'll go do here in a second. Okay, let's get over here, discontinue all of these, and then see where our water is at. They've been here for years and years and years. They are no longer necessary. Frees up some additional space if we need another solar tower, which we definitely don't, but if we do, it frees up more space for electricity, which is good. So this can be... change the name of this. Power generation. Let's call it power gen. And now let's look at our water. We're still okay, but let's go ahead and just slap another one down. It's a shame that we can't get 2 here, but that's fine because it's still got good symmetry, and that's what matters to me. And can I fit any additional water treatment here? Let's find out as I click on things. No. No. Yes. So it's not as good as this. It only processes 60 instead of 120. So we'll have 2 more higher pollution ones. Because I like the way it looks better than if we don't. Whoops. Whoops. I'm just breaking everything now. There we go. Not bad. Does not look too bad. Cool. So we've got water and garbage is fine. Let me double check on garbage. I want to make sure that our city services are set up as well as we can before I do call this for the day. Garbage processing still fine, producing 204,000 units, but we are processing 300,000 units. Landfills, which I believe the waste transfer facilities, are considered landfills. Those are doing fine. I think we have good coverage for fire and police. Coverage is pretty a-okay. Obviously, we still have a quote-unquote danger, and that is simply because I don't run watchtowers, which I could. I could start putting some of them up. I mean, but we haven't had any terrible fires here yet. So we'll do what happens in real life, and we'll wait for a terrible tragedy to strike the city, and then we'll start retroactively handling it. This is still leveling up to 3. Whoops. It's not what I wanted to click. Still need about 1,200 visitors. Let's check on public transport, make sure this is not overwhelmed. I believe it is. No. And then let's check on our buses to do the same thing. See if those 2 extra buses I put down earlier did the trick. They did, and we have a couple of buses that don't have anybody on them, so I think I can knock this down to 11 like I was going to originally do, and we'll be okay. Trying to think that we've really accomplished most of what I set out to do today. I wish we could have kept this. It's going to go back up to acclaimed when this campus academic year, ends. You can see that right here. We're meeting everything again, which is great. I think we still have an issue with population being the reason why maybe they're not going to the college. I think also if we boost education, there's a ton of people in Green Heights, as you can see. I think this is probably the majority of our population. We've got, 39,000, and this is 6, 12, 16, 18, 19-ish of it. So yeah, guess I could have just looked right there, huh? There's a whole, you don't have to look at the breakdown. Don't be like me, kids, learn to read. So we can come in here, and where is it? Let's education boost Green Heights. That's a lot of people. That will encourage them to go to school, which will encourage them to go to college. Schools out would be more for like over here if we want them to work here. We're not really having an employment problem though, and educated people will take lower jobs if they need to. So I'm not super concerned with that right now. I am concerned with growing this college. So we'll see if that helps for next time. This, again, still producing materials. So I think next time, I think we're going to call it here. I think next time that we're able to sit down and do a stream and do a video, we'll finish off Empire Hills, which we have one more terrace to zone and decorate. We'll finish Empire Park. And by finish, I mean you're going to sit through me deleting a bunch of trees and then detailing it. And then we'll continue to work on the college as best we can. And maybe instead of trying to detail Empire Park, I can just go ahead and start the industry, the oil industry up there. Detailing is one of those things that I really enjoy doing it. It's not exciting to watch. It's why it's usually sped up through on scripted videos and actually set up videos that other content creators make. So I'm always, aside from minor detailing, I'm always a little hesitant to do so. So I'll probably stay on the fence about that. I think I'll err on the side of maybe doing big detailing projects off stream and off screen, unless folks really do want to see that. I won't really know unless you comment and let me know. Commenting on the video on Twitch or on YouTube, or adding me on Discord. I don't believe I have that posted right now, but I can add that to the video when I get that posted to YouTube. That'll probably be up sometime tomorrow if you missed any of the stream. Otherwise, thank you for joining me and have a great rest of your day.